process of eclipsing and the successive phases of the moon can precisely define the moment of the birth of the moon. If I calculate it wrongly, I can correct it by the first quarter, by the full moon, by the second quarter, or by the dying moon. And these are some of the meanings we can get out of the verse.
And is there any religious indication that having the night starting first in Islam?
Of course, the Quran repeatedly mentions this, that the night starts, the day starts by the night. And on many verses, the day starts by the night, and the dawn is the beginning of the daylight. And
so maybe would that like indicate like ibadah may start more at the night?
That's why you see, as I said earlier, if the moon is born, say at noon time, the new month don't start.
Yes.
You see, I will not, for Ramadan, for example, I will not fast because the day did not begin, you see.
Yes.
If the moon was born at midnight, then the month did not start, not begin. So really the Quran uses these cosmic phenomena of the sun and the moon as ways of dividing time, as a universal clock by which we can define time and we can estimate time.
And in the ayah and the verse it says وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا جَلَّاهَا.
Yes.
What is the meaning of Jallaha?
This is again a miracle, a scientific miracle in the Quran. وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا جَلَّاهَا, when the daylight will make the sun exposed to the eyesight of human beings. And this is strange because everybody have the feeling that it is the sun that illuminates the daytime. How can the daytime becomes the way of exposing the sun for us? Only very, very recently we came to realize that the sun in its position cannot be really seen properly. What exposes the sun to us is the thin layer of atmosphere, which is not more than 200 kilometers thick. This layer, you find the bulk of the atmosphere is condensed in it. You find plenty of dust particles, plenty of moisture, water moisture, plenty of gas molecules. And when the sun rays come in, fragmented into its various wavelengths, you see, it cannot be seen.
Yes.
So the multiple refraction and refraction of these rays can join them together to produce this beautiful white light of the day. And once you see this beautiful white light, you can see the sun. So it is the daytime that can allow us to see the sun. Otherwise, we cannot see the sun.
Okay, yeah.
And that's why the verse says, وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا جَلَّاهَا. When the daytime can make you easily observe the sun.
Okay. Now let's move for a very short break and return back for a continuation of the explanation of this verse, and also we'll open up the questions to my dear guests.
The companions of the Prophet ﷺ, all of them trustworthy. We don't look into their or their adala, if they are trustworthy or not. They are all trustworthy. Following their footsteps will bring others, will bring us together. It will be part of that robe which binds us as one ummah.
Which is the city of the Prophet, I want to go there and see the masjid that the Prophet built. I also want to see the tomb, the grave for Prophet Muhammad.
Imagine the daunting task of preparing 100 young Muslims to cross 3 continents.
And people leaving from Winnipeg?
No, Edmonton, Calgary, Ottawa, Montreal.
Together in prayer, like Muslims all over the world, the group faced towards the Kaaba, the holiest of Islamic sites. Islam is not a race, or a culture, or a country. Each member of the group has a different heritage.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. You're watching Quran and Science, and now we move to Abdurrahman for his questions.
If the atmosphere is responsible for using sun rays in order to illuminate Earth, is it also able to use the rays of other stars in some way or another?
Okay, I'd like to ask you to raise your voice a little bit.
Okay, if the atmosphere of Earth is responsible for using the sun rays in order to illuminate the Earth, is it also able to use the rays of other stars in some way or another?
The rays of other stars can only be used at night. So we can see some background illumination at night, which as a result of the cosmic particles coming not only from the sun, but also from other stars. But during daytime, the bulk of the energy that illuminates the daylight is coming from the sun.
So it's based on the distance?
Depends on the distance, of course. 150 million kilometers between us and the sun. The nearest star after the sun, 4.3 light years. And the light year is 9.5 million kilometers. You could imagine 9.5 million kilometers multiplied by 4.3. You could imagine the great distances.
Yes.
And there are stars that are far away from us, 24 billion light years. 24,000 million light years.
Please.
My question is about the second part of the verse. وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَاهَا.
No.
The word يَغْشَاهَا, what does it mean?
You see, al-ghisha in Arabic is a thin membrane. Yaghsha means to cover up. You see, the light covers up the sun from us, you see. We don't see it. Because, first of all, as a result of the rotation of the earth around its own axis, we can either face the sun or go away from the sun. So half of the earth will be illuminated by the sun rays, and the other half will not get any of the sun rays. So it will have double darkness. The darkness or the shadow of the lit part of the earth and the darkness of the universe. So these combined together, of course, will cause us not to see the sun.
So you want to tell us, the professor, that away from the earth, it's all dark?
Absolutely dark.
Oh, so
pitch black.
Only the layers that you were telling me about.
No. All the universe.
No. Only the layers around the earth that allows the ray.
One part of this
Allows the
layers
reflection
only.
and reflections to...
You
One
see,
part.
One part. Only 200 kilometers.
Right.
You see, once you exceed these 200 kilometers, you see the sun
Dark.
as a pale blue spot amidst pitch black area. Absolutely black area.
Interesting.
And what makes the moon actually have some light, although the light is not...
You see, the moon is simply reflecting the sun rays. And the moon does not have an atmosphere. And because of that, it suffers lots of impacts of these meteorites. You see, the surface of the moon is all full of these holes as a result of the meteoric impact. Because lacking an atmosphere, the atmosphere can either burn part of